What's up, guys? Welcome to Smell Checking. Here we do the reviewing so you can do the choosing. As always, we got another banger. Today we'll be reviewing one of my favorite scents, a classic. If you don't have this one in your repertoire, you might want to go out and grab it. Today we'll be reviewing MFK Oud Satin Mood, one of the smoothest oud rose fragrances you'll ever get your hands on. And I also got some other bottles with me. I was just thinking, man, this is like the third MFK cologne that I've reviewed on this page, so I had to bust out the Grand Soir. That's basically where the whole page started at, reviewing this bad boy. One of my favorite fragrances also, but I got these two here because these are two of my top 5 and also two of my most loved and complimented oud rose fragrances. Guys, before I even spray this one on, let me just say they were playing 4D chess with this one. They were thinking a long-term game. This is one of those oud fragrances that they definitely heard all of the chatter about oud being too strong, oud being too stinky. They heard all of that chatter, so they said, yeah, we're gonna smoothen this one out, throw a couple extra notes that usually don't go in the oud rose, like we talked about with the Kurkdjian Alexandria II or the Ombre Nomad. Those are two very strong, potent scents that, you know, you get that oud rose DNA that's kind of copied and done over and over and over again. But with this MFK Oud Satin Mood, exactly that, guys. Some smooth, silky, like just think of a grown and sexy night, if you know what I'm saying. Without further ado, guys, I'm gonna throw this on. Move this over here. So nice, so powdery. Let's see. So you guys see my top 5 colognes. I say I do not wear this one enough. It got heavy competition, guys. That's the only reason. The only reason I don't wear this is because it's so hard to reach out for this one when you got. And that's why I said I see these influences with these closets full of clones, closets full of perfume. I don't know how you guys are doing it because even me and my decons, I'll be struggling. But let's see. Funny enough, guys, the initial spray on this is so smooth. This is definitely a scent that you don't want to be. This is definitely a scent, and I've made this mistake time and time again. That's probably why I started reaching for it, because it just slips my mind, and I'm kind of cautious about it now. This is not a scent that you want to wear out to a loud place. I remember wearing this out to a spot in Ethiopia. The hookah just completely tuned the joint out. Like, I had to reapply this thing so many times. It was embarrassing too, because I was on a low deep. So I had to, you know what I'm saying, scooch over so we close enough for her to get that vibe. But this was not, the performance on this was not holding up to a big boy event, a big boy spot, a big boy night. It's not. This is more smooth, more personal. You know what I'm saying? A dinner, late night dinner night, or something just up close and personal, even a Netflix and chill type of night. That's where you're gonna get the best value of a scent like this. So the initial spray on is very powdery. You don't get almost any scent of oud. That might be the magic trick here. There's very little oud on the opening. Somebody smelling this probably would not even think this is an oud scent. I think that's a bit hard to do. We gotta look into other oud colognes that don't open up with like the oud scent, because oud is so powerful. I don't think it comes straight to the top, but they did a good job here masking it later for the dry down. And then you get a nice silky smooth rose. I don't think they went into the Turkish rose yet. This seems like a very like almost like more lean and feminine rose, but once that dry down comes in, you'll definitely get that darker rose and you get that oud and start putting this stuff together. But yeah, this is definitely one of those scents we talk about. You want to apply this early in the night, especially if you want it to be more masculine, if you want to get that effect of like that grown man but sexy at the same time. Because the spray on, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty underwhelming for a guy. For women, this is the perfect spray on because it opens up, it leans more feminine, so it's definitely gonna be, you know what I'm saying, more attractive for a female in the first couple minutes to the first, you know, half an hour. So I think Oud Satin Mood, it gets that baby white reputation a lot, and I'm not gonna lie, it's because of the powder. It does smell baby powderish on the opening, and that's kind of the whole vibe it gives off with the rose. But I guess like Oud Satin Mood is one of those joints we talk about all the time that it's not a show, it's a grower. It's gonna pay off in the back end. It's gonna get its get back as always. As it is out a little bit. It's definitely, the different notes are definitely coming back. There's a lot of complexity in this scent, as opposed to a lot of the oud rose scents that just, they kind of just overpower you with those two notes. Yeah, in addition to like the powdery vibe it gives, you also starting to get a bit of fruitiness, some vanilla, and that rose. So it's a nice little combination, but all light scents, all light scents. This is, again, not something you want to do, I think, on a go out. If you're trying to be loud, if you're trying to be that guy, this is not going to get that. This is that smooth criminal vibe. This is somebody who's not trying to be seen, but they're trying to be smelled, if you know what I mean. All right, guys, so with that being said, we're going to let this thing dry down, come back in like 30, 40 minutes and tell you guys how this thing is performing after that. Alright guys, so we back. I just was watching that video, my top 5. That thing is hilarious. You might want to check that out, but we're gonna let this thing dry down. Let's check it out. Oh my goodness. This is why I brought it. This is why I brought it. This is like your star player in the fourth quarter after the whole game you've been messing up, and you're like, this is why we pay him the big bucks, bro. This is why. This thing, the dry down is day and night. This is one of those true transforming scents. I get it, that opening is super powdery, but as you let this thing sit on your skin, let it mature, don't write this one off. This is definitely one that you might spray this thing and be like, yo, what is everybody talking about? But that dry down is something amazing. Like I said, I just was watching the top 5 and I had both of these things on it, and this is truly like a more subtle, more chilled out version of the big boy. This is the big brother, this is the little brother, but they family. You know what I'm saying? They both in that oud rose kind of jurisdiction. And the dry down, you still get a bit of that powdery scent, but it's cooled down a lot. It's in the background, but it's still in. I think it's nice. I think it helps mellow out, like I said, the fragrance. Also the lavender, those two together, you mixing those along with the oud and the rose, mixing those together, you're definitely gonna get an effect that's like none other of the oud rose combinations we talked about. Alexandria also give you a nice elegant effect, but this thing is, like I said, a smooth criminal because it's balanced so well on the subtle end. And it's still giving you a lot of aura, a lot of personality. It's not bland as you would think from that powder lavender. No, the oud. I think on the back end it's definitely like one of those Turkish roses, like Alexandria, like Ombre Nomad. It's a more powerful rose. You can smell it in there. Also, it's a little like more tart, a little more fruity. But that combo, boy, is that is nice, guys. Like it may be like the best combination we've talked about so far because everything is complementing each other to the max. And it's carrying it through to like this joint is an experience. This is a master class in perfumery. Like everything they did here was super calculated. They wanted to make sure that things came out a certain way. There was delays in certain places. The notes just all fall together. And if you stick through how the 76, if you trust the process, this is a cologne or perfume that you gotta trust the process. And while we talk about cologne or perfume, it leans directly down the middle on the dry down. It leans more feminine on the spray on, but on the dry down, I'm giving this thing as a 50-50 ball, bro. You could call it either way. It gets more brighter. Like I said, the personality is there, the character is there. Oh, such a joy, such a joy. This is the type of scent that on the dry down, I do think it gets a little more versatile. You definitely can do this a date night. Nothing loud though. We're not gonna overdo ourselves. We're not taking this to the club. We're not taking this to like a sporting event, stuff like that. We ain't doing that. You can do a bowling. This is a nice bowling joint. miniature golf, like that fun activity, like close, like she gonna get with it. This is an impressive scent, guys. There's no way that you don't think this is impressive. For my show he's watching, same thing. This is gonna be a head turn for the guy too. He gonna know you got a lot of good taste if he smells this. So this is one that MFK definitely didn't forget about you, lady. They had you in mind when they threw this together. But yeah, like I said, those close personal sporting events, or should I say those close personal sporting activities, bowling, miniature golf, pool, you know what I'm saying, those type of activities. Anything in the house, if you guys are chefing up together, if you guys are watching a movie, you could definitely do that. This is even like you get in that bag of almost that brunch basket. You can do this. There's like wine tasting shit. It could get like that with this one, because that elegance that it holds is second to none, guys. Like, and that's why I don't get the complaints about oud fragrances, because a lot of people say like oud fragrances are kind of, I guess the best word is like stinky. Like it has like this little thing about oud fragrance that's, I like it personally. I think they smell great. I'm like, if you watch my top 5, I think 3 out of 5 were oud fragrances. Can I see why somebody may think that it's a powerful scent or overpowering scent? Yes, but at the same time, I think if you fall in that basket, this one is something you want to check out. If you're not a super fan of oud, get this a try and let me know how you like it. I will also say that we gotta make the distinction between performance and longevity. I think this is not the best performer, like I said, in those certain areas, but I do think this thing will last. Like, it's surprisingly potent, even though I've let it dry down for a little minute. Like, I feel like this thing is just now, like I said, giving the best of itself. Like, it really just chilled out the first 3 quarters and came back like Jordan, like Game 6 Jazz finals. Crazy work. But juicy, one of those scents that you want to keep smelling. Like, one of those scents we talk about, people gonna be on your neck, man. They're gonna be on your neck. And very, very distinctive. Like, I think if a true cologne perfume person has smelled Oud Satin Mood, they'll be able to smell it on you. And I think it just falls so nicely within in the world of the ouds and rose scents, guys, because it's different enough from like Xerjoff Alexandria II that it's also worth buying. Xerjoff Alexandria II is a little more mature in the scent. It doesn't have as much power as Ombre Nomad, but at the same time, it still holds a nice, delicate like balance in between, you know, the power and elegance. But this here is more like taking a different direction, because it's not going after power. It's straight going after the experience. It's straight going after being something that people come back for more. So with that being said, guys, if you haven't checked this out, make sure you check out Oud Satin Mood. It's on my top 5 for a reason. You will not be disappointed. But remember, do not judge this thing off the first 10 to 15 minutes. Let it simmer down. Get this thing about 30 minutes, and you'll see a whole different side. It's like a whole different side of it, guys. Give it 30 minutes. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Another one, smell check-in. We did a reviewing, we did a choosing. Right down below, guys, I want to know your comments. Do you like Oud Satin Mood? Do you think it's a nice addition or a nice sidekick to the other oud scents that we have out there? Do you think it's different? Do you think it's better, worse? Let me know you guys' opinions down below. And like always, I'll see you guys next time.
Guys, as always, thanks for watching. Please take a moment to like, comment, subscribe to keep the channel rocking and rolling. Also, don't forget to hit the hype button. And if by chance you're also into travel content, information about living abroad, or just want to support me more, hop over to my other channel, El Check-In, to get all the information you need. Let's go.